Yes, so a very good afternoon to everybody. Our team is Team Storystreams, and as is derivable from our title, our project involves the use of stories in influencing positive change within the communities affected by the Ebola crisis. The presenters are Joy and Priyanka. Our additional team member is Christopher, and I am Jody, and we shall be showing you an interactive story through a video.
Storystreams. Stories matter. They inform, they educate, they entertain. And compelling stories ultimately motivate behavior change. We've seen this internationally. In Zambia, one of the most popular sitcoms is Love Games, which informs youth about safe sex practices with a very colorful cast of characters. We've also seen it in the United Kingdom with the radio program Archers, which was instrumental in helping to curb foot and mouth disease. And now we believe stories can be a compelling component and vital part of creating change for the Ebola crisis.
The current problems that exist in Liberia are the myths and misconceptions that currently exist about the spread of Ebola. There's also a lot of community stigma and shaming of family members of patients who have been diagnosed with Ebola. The indirect consequences of Ebola actually have been estimated to be more deadly than Ebola itself. The vaccination rate before the Ebola crisis started was greater than 90%, and now in a span of just a few months, it's gone down to 27%. International apathy, as demonstrated by the next statistics, can be clearly seen. The amount of money which has been raised to fight the Ebola crisis is far less than the amount of money raised to fight any other crisis of a similar dimension. Why have we chosen Liberia? Simply because it's the epicenter of the disease. We have contacts on the ground, and unlike most of the countries in West Africa, it's an English-speaking country, and therefore it's a perfect place for us to pilot our storytelling project. The current approaches in Liberia are the radio broadcast by several major organizations such as UNICEF. UNICEF has also gone a step further by creating a network of youth distributors. They've given them information packs about the disease, and that is how they are disseminating information about it. SMS networks and local organizations are also doing a lot to counter these misconceptions. So we tried to see what the impact of all these measures were. And we reached out to one of the organizations called More Than Me, which is on the front line of fighting this disease. And More Than Me gave us a very important insight. They said that the most important thing is people need to listen to authentic stories that they'll believe, but those stories also have to come from legitimate channels. This is what the current situation currently looks like. UNICEF is distributing information packs to these broadcasters, and these broadcasters are sending this information to the community. However, because of these scientifically couched data packs, there is a limited uptake of this information. On the other hand, we want to partner with organizations such as More Than Me, which actually have a lot of compelling stories of people and cases on the ground. We want to distribute those authentic stories to a trusted distribution channel, which organizations such as UNICEF have already created. We believe that this will actually lead to a higher uptake because these stories will be trusted by the community.
In relation to the storytelling component, we have prepared a communication community case study, and this is a story of Mary. Mary is a fictional character. We conceal her identity because of informed consent reasons, but she is a person who actually exists, and this is a true story. There are currently 3,700 Ebola orphans, children who are orphaned by Ebola in that region, and therefore our proposal is to ensure that such stigma and such ostracization no longer exists, and this is a story of Mary.
Mary's story.
Mary is 6 and she lives in Liberia. Without warning, Mary's parents contracted Ebola and pass on. Mary becomes one of the many children orphaned by Ebola. Mary is rejected by her relatives and community because her parents died of Ebola. More Than Me takes Mary in. In the meantime, More Than Me works at breaking down the stigma and prejudice attached to Ebola orphans in the community. After More Than Me succeeds, Mary is reunited with her brother. The community proceeds to accept Mary and reintegrate her into the community.
So Mary's story is just one of many examples that can be part of the stream that impacts the change we need with behavior change. What we need to do next is reach out to local organizations. We've already received confirmation from More Than Me to move this forward, and the next step then is to work with trusted distribution partners. We have a wonderful team and prospective partners ready to help make this happen. We'd love your support, and please come talk to us if you can fund us or join our team.